gosh, you guys, let me tell you something here real quick. Have you ever had one of those days? Let me ask you this. Have you ever had one of those days where you know that regardless of what is trying to stop you, regardless of whatever is trying to get in your way, some shit is gonna happen? I'm sorry for my cussing, but oh my gosh, this is like the day where you know something is going to happen and it is going to be big. It is going to be big because maybe you're hitting an obstacle. No matter where you go, you're going to hit that obstacle, and time after time you just keep on going with perseverance, because like we shared yesterday, those who are successful are willing to do consistently what other people are only willing to do occasionally. And there are days like today where behind the scenes, maybe you're running around like crazy, trying to figure out technology, trying to figure out this and that and what's going on and what have you, and you're voice memoing with people and you're like, what is happening today? We're going to just stand and we're going to go and we're going to do and we're going to make this happen no matter what. It's on days like that that I know in my heart of hearts, in my soul, in every single fiber of my being, that something big is about to go down. Something big is about to move, is about to shake, is about to interrupt something here right now today. I know that because today has been one of those days where there's obstacles and there's things and you're rushing around, you're trying to get all the things and you're like, oh my gosh, but what? And you hit obstacle after obstacle. And sometimes that's what life feels like. But you know what? You have that perseverance. You have that commitment and that dedication to do whatever it is that you're going to do, to show up no matter what it takes, to get the thing done no matter what. It is in those days that you get to learn the true grit, what you're really made of. And you get to stand with full confidence, knowing that you are in the identity of someone who follows through with what she starts. We are going to share more about that, or I'm going to share more about that today after we have our amazing speaker on. And I just want to say that, like the identity of who you are, it is in those moments when you're behind the scenes. And, I've heard it said that, you are who you are behind closed doors. Like, who are you behind closed doors? How do you show up? Do you finish what you start? Are you in those completion energy? And those are the type, like I work with a lot of entrepreneurs. And honestly, it's the type who behind closed doors, they stand with integrity. They stand for what they know, and they take a stand for what they truly believe in. And let me tell you, every single speaker that I've hand selected for this time, in this moment, in this summit, the 2021 summit, is exactly that. Yesterday, you guys got to hear from my amazing client, Elena Weimer. She talked about, really pushing through and reigniting. She talked about blowing on the embers of your passion. When you get into a job, maybe it's corporate or maybe it's a retail store, because her experience is almost 2 decades, like 2 decades in a retail store, a big box retail store that if I said the name, you'd know what it was. But, she spent 20 years in this identity. And as she said yesterday, the rug was pulled out. And so she got to reignite that passion. And today, we get to hear from someone that is like Mind blowing. Mind blowing. I got into the online world. Let's see, I've been in business. Well, I had my first business at 11. So for those of you who, by the way, if this is your first day, oh my gosh, welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Today is one of those days that something is going to move. I feel it in my bones. I was dancing around, having a dance party, and oh my gosh, are things about to go down today? If you feel that, then freaking give me some love in the comments. Let me know you're pumped. Let me know you're ready, because today is one of those days. My name is Val Nichols. I am a business coach for high achieving entrepreneurs. You know, I'm working with people who are hitting, you know, who have like $1 million in assets. I have people who are hitting, you know, doubling their incomes in less than a year. I have people who, like Elena yesterday, who started her business on the day of COVID shutdown. And, you know, I love Elena. Hi, my love. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. I love what I do so much. And I just want to tell you, if you're here right now, congratulations. I don't take it lightly that you've taken your time away from your day to be here in this moment. You've invested in yourself. You're here. I am so grateful for this community. You know, some of you guys have been messaging me. I've been reading through the comments and the gratitude and the excitement and the takeaways. And oh my gosh, you guys, like thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to, you know, be in this space where things are going to shift, things are going to move. And today I feel that like never before. Oh my gosh, I love when worlds combine here. We got Courtney and Elena in the comments. And you guys, before I bring Courtney on, before I give this amazing woman her introduction, I am going to do a drawing for this really cute, it's like a little mug. And of course it's pink and sparkly, because if you know me, that's my thing. It says I'm on my way. It's super cute. It's like really, it's one of those really heavy, like ceramic mugs. Super adorable. You can put your coffee in it. I know all women out there and men watching this I know all of you guys are travel mug people. You know, I know that because we're busy entrepreneurs. I mean, can I get an amen for the travel mugs out there? Like, amen. Maybe not so much now that we're all working from home, but this is super cute. It says on my way, and you get to decide, what are you on your way to? Are you on your way to your first $5,000 month? Are you on your way to better relationships? Are you on your way to $1 million? And if you want in this drawing, you can do one of two things. You can share this video out, or if you know people that need to hear this message, tag them in the comments. So easy, because we win together. We have more fun when we bring our girlfriends along and our friends along, right? Amen. So if you want to win this, let me know. Courtney just got her first travel mug. Oh, maybe it's an America, maybe it's like a United States, like America thing, because we are just like, oh my gosh, we are so fast paced. I was talking to a woman in Spain and she's like, why do you guys eat so fast? I'm like, what? I was shocked, but I'm going to go ahead and draw. There's people who shared it out, who have invited their friends into the group, who have tagged their friends. And I'm going to go ahead and draw a name from yesterday. So if you want a chance to win, just share this video out. If you feel like it resonates to you, you can also tag your friends and let them know that we are having a party here. Elena Weimer, yay! Congratulations, girlfriends. I will bring it to you because I have something else I need to bring to you as well. So I'm going to bring you this mug. Congratulations, girl. I love you, love you, love you. So Courtney says, no, I said I stole my husband's. That's awesome. That is amazing. So you guys, stick around, because right now, we are bringing on someone that is, how do I even start? How do I even start to explain this woman? So when I got into the online space about 3 years ago, I was in corporate and decided on like a February morning that I was going to restart my business. And I started getting in the online space, like using social media, not just as like the social platform anymore, but like business. And I can't tell you exactly when it was, but this woman and I connected at some point 3 years ago. And literally we've been just like, God has been interweaving this divine path for us. I'm getting goosebumps right now, you guys. Something big is about to happen. Something big is about to happen. Thank you so much, Courtney. I will put you in the drawing. You are amazing. Thank you. So something is about to happen here because like our lives have been so intertwined. So intertwined. This woman is a confidence coach, a amazing Trello teacher. If you don't know what Trello is, was it 2017? Oh my gosh, has it been that long? Wow. So we've been friends since 2017. That's incredible. 4 years. That's amazing. So this woman is a confidence coach. She is absolutely incredible. She is an author, a best-selling author. I literally got to stand in a bookstore here in Central Oregon where I live. And I got to hold her book in my hands. I'm sorry if I was yelling. You're like, girl, and take a selfie. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to welcome to the 2021 Hope Summit, Miss Courtney Berry.
Yay! I'm so excited to be here. And yeah, it was definitely 2017. It's been that long. God has done some amazing things for both of us since 2017.
Oh my God. Comments, but like, you know, those people where you might even go a little while, you don't really talk, you kind of see each other, you're witnessing each other's stuff, but then like you connect and it's like big things happen. And it's like, okay, so we would connect and like you just pick up where it was and then like big things happen. Like you're that, you're that person for me, right? Because like every single time we've come in the same space, it's been magic. It has been absolutely magic.
It's one of those relationships where, oh, let's catch up. Okay, we're gonna need an hour-long coffee chat on Zoom because a lot has happened.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So I love that you are in front of your fireplace. It must be cold there too. And so tell us, you've got the beautiful fire. I love that. So share with us a little bit about you. And so for people who aren't acquainted with you yet, so let them know a little bit about you and how you got started in this space, how you went from, I love that you write on your website, you say, I wanted to quit the 9-to-5 that I was barely slaying. I was like, yes, because I get that, you know, like we're not fully in it. We're not really like, we know that we have something bigger. So share a little bit about that.
So I was like Val said, I was in my 9-to-5. I was good. I was great in my 9-to-5, but I wasn't happy. I was miserable. And I knew that God had this huge purpose for me, and I had to take that leap of faith and have that trust in myself, but not only in myself, but in Him, because faith is an action word. Faith is an action word. And in order for me to have faith in what He had planned for me, I had to take that leap of faith and I had to quit that 9-to-5. And I remember it like I could literally just watch it like a video in front of me. I quit my 9-to-5 on a limb with nothing, no clients, no anything. I was like, this is it. I'm done. I'm at the end of my rope. I can't do this anymore. I'm not appreciated. I'm not valued. I'm just that person that people throw work at me and go, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. No, thank you for doing the work, Courtney. I really appreciate you, which is really what I wanted. Meanwhile, I could have given it to myself. But the point is that I was not happy where I was. God had bigger plans for me, and I had to take that leap of faith and jump. So I jumped. I actually phoned my boss it was 9:00 at night. I worked the next day, and I phoned my boss, and I'm like, I'm really sorry to do this to you, but I'm not coming in tomorrow. I'm quitting. This is my notice, effective immediately. I can't do this anymore. I'm not happy. And I was literally shaking, like, what am I doing? Oh my goodness, what am I doing? And I was so terrified of how it was going to go. And she was so happy for me. She's like, I am so proud of you for doing that for yourself. I know you haven't been happy, and I've been honestly waiting for you to take that leap. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking of that. But it never happened. The outcome that I was so scared of happening never happened. It was all in my head. It was all in my head. And that's what happens with a lot of us when we're trying to take that leap of faith, is we come up with all of these crazy scenarios and outcomes, but they never happen. And quitting that job was like the best thing I could have ever done for myself, because I've come so far. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago at all, by any way, shape, or form. Like, if I was to look at myself 5 years ago and say, this is where you're going to be 5 years from now, I would like, I think I'd be lying and full of it. Like,
wow. So I heard so much in that I'm like, ooh, I want to like pull that thread. And so to go back to that moment, because I was literally just having this conversation with a client yesterday about how we, especially when we come from the corporate world, like we have this tendency to like overcomplicate the crap out of stuff and stay in our head. So share with us in that moment, like when you were like, I just quit, I didn't have anything. It was literally like, this is it, I'm done, 9:00 at night. What was going on? Like for the person who's watching, who's like, okay, well, I want to make this big leap. I want to take action. I want to step out in faith. I want to do this, but it all has to be perfect, or have it all figured out before I do it. What advice would you give to that man or woman that's watching right now?
So for those of you that are dealing with that, I dealt with that too. I'm an ex-perfectionist, shall we say, because no longer am I it has to be perfect. Literally. So here's the thing. You don't have to know the how. God already knows the how. He knows exactly what is happening with you on this day as you're going through it. He has it all divinely orchestrated already for you. He's just waiting for you to take that action. Yes. And it's not a matter of having step A, step B, step C, all the way to Z planned out, because he already has that plan for you. You literally just have to take action and know that the steps that you're taking, you're going to be supported. He's going to guide you. If you make a mistake and you have a little hiccup along the way, that happens for a reason. There's going to be different, maybe he wants to develop some characteristic qualities within you and have you made aware of them. But in order to do that, to become that woman, that man he wants you to become, he had to put you through that. So no matter what you're going through as you're taking that leap, literally, you just have to do it and know that everything's going to be okay. Because as soon as you start doubting, as soon as you start going back, you're giving away your power and you're giving it to the enemy and saying, I don't have faith in God. Here you go. Here's my chains. Shackle me while you got me. Like,
right. Oof. Oh my gosh. I love that message because, I think I don't know if you had this experience, but like, I'm pretty sure I know this answer just because I know you well, but I want to like unpack this a little bit with the audience, because I know I am feeling just like the feeling that somebody needs to hear this right now. That feeling, it's almost like I experienced, I call it like this internal conflict where like, I know I'm being called for more, but like the fear of like unknown, because, having that steady paycheck there's a lot of like, there's a comfort to it, right? And then stepping out in that unknown, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of like, who am I after I let go of this identity? Who am I when I step into this? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? So like, when you're in that moment of like did you experience that internal conflict? And how long did you go through that before you finally said enough is enough?
So, that's a doozy.
Kind of a loaded question, but I'm really curious.
So I had those internal battles. Yes. We all have those internal battles, no matter who we are, no matter what level we're at, whether you're making 8 figures, 7 figures, 6 figures, 4 figures, or you're just on your first $100 month. You're going to have those internal conflicts within your mindset of, am I where I'm supposed to be? Should I have done what I did? And you're going to have that internal battle within yourself. But it's really important to, as you have those, not to deal with it yourself, because that's what I did when I first started. And if I could give you any advice as you're going through that, bring it to God, bring it to Him, because He will lead you through those. I have countless scriptures that I have that helped me through those scenarios. But what mattered when I was going through that is that I was constantly reminding myself of why I did the actions that I did, why I quit. I was miserable. I could easily today just snap my fingers and go, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to go back to my 9 to 5. And if I'm being totally honest, I did. I gave up on myself, and not because I wanted to quit. That was part of it. But I was getting depressed. I wasn't connecting with other entrepreneurs because I put money on a pedestal. And I was just, instead of showing up and serving and providing value and being around people continuously, I got depressed because I was so self-absorbed and I wasn't doing what God wanted me to do. So I went back, and it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good at all. But then God brought another opportunity to me this year during the pandemic. And May 2020 was my first month back into business again as a full-time entrepreneur. And let me tell you, after that 1.5 years I took off, that God was like, okay, you need to step back, because I've done this multiple times. This isn't my first time going full-time. If I'm being totally authentic with you guys, this is not my first time. This is my first time where I've let God lead me. And this is where I've seen the success, is when I let go of my ways and I started seeking His ways and putting Him as the center, and not just saying God is the center of my business, actually showing that He's the center of my business. So my struggling to meet however many, like I could barely meet $1,000 a month before. I could barely meet that when I first quit the first time, because I was so self-absorbed and I wasn't letting people help me. It was me. But when I let God in and I let Him show me, it went from $200 a month to a $3,000 a month to a $5,000 a month. And now, like, if I see next month is going to be, say, as an example, a $200 a month, I don't worry. I don't stress about it, because I know I'm exactly where He wants me to be. And I just continue to show up and serve. So I feel like I just talked in circles. So I don't know if that answered your question.
That 100%. And I love we're going here, because you know what, like, I believe in sharing the truth. You know, there's a lot of thoughts out there. Like, I believe that the new American dream is not to own a home, it's to own a business and do what you want and like really turn your passion into profits, right? And I love that Elena just said, let go, let God. Yes, girl, yes. And so, you know, like, I love that we, you know, are talking about the backside of it, because that was my exact same story too. I went crawling back to corporates because I was making my business all about me, what I could get, running after the money, pursuing the things, trying to fit this mold. I was still trying to play the corporate role, but in my business. And I got confused and trying to do it alone. Like, that was one of the biggest things I heard you say, that is like, I mean, honestly, I know that this can sound like, well, of course, because you're a coach, you're going to tell me to invest. But honestly, like, that is the biggest game changer in my business, was actually allowing that help. Because I know women like us who are perfectionists, and pretty much all of my clients, we can look at receiving help or asking for help as a weakness. And so, you know, I love that you talked about that, and you're willing to like share the real raw truth in that. And the other thing that you talked about that I really want to press into was, you talked about how at the time when you left your job, you didn't have the confidence yet. So I'm curious to know, how did you like, why confidence? Why go into the confident coaching? Why, like, because usually there's always a story, like there's a thread that goes through, like, I lacked it, I learned it, now I teach it. So can you share your experience with us?
So my experience with that is I wasn't always a confidence coach. I stepped into that role as God molded me into that role. When I started being an entrepreneur, when I started 7 years ago, I started as a generic life coach because my entire life, I've always been coaching, always the coach. I was that 9-year-old girl that people would come to asking for advice. And it's like, hello, I'm the child. Why are you coming to me? Let me live my childhood life and just, play. Like, you should have this figured out. But my entire life, I've been coaching and I always wanted to be in that type of a support role. So then I found life coaching. And then I found out within being an entrepreneur, you should be niching down to find your specific, what you want to teach specifically. And I found that despite the fact that I have a borderline personality disorder, I'm very happy, like all the time. I don't let that define me. Whenever people talk to me, it's you have what? No, you don't fit that little checkbox there. There's no way you have that. So I found that I was being called into doing happiness coaching and just stepping into, being happy and not checking a box defining part of who you are, because every piece that we have of us is created by God.
Amen.
Every single thing that we go through is created by God. It does not define you. It molds you into that next version of who he wants you to become. So, I've been through so many things in my life that I wouldn't wish upon anyone, but I'm grateful I've been through those because they help me efficiently coach everybody who's been through those things. So, I could list everything I've been through, but I've been through a lot of things. If you name it, I've probably been through it. So I helped people within that happiness phase. And then as I started coaching on happiness, then people kept coming to me to be a business coach. And here's where the me comes into play. I dove into business coaching because I thought that's where all the money was. But at the same time, God was leading me through this experience, molding me to, build that confidence in myself. Because now I coach entrepreneurs who want to believe in themselves and cultivate that confidence to become those business owners. So every single little thing that I've been through was a stepping stone into where I am today. And it's not a matter of, I chose to do happiness coaching, I chose to do business coaching. It wasn't that he wanted me to do it. He used what I went through, what I chose to do, to help me get to where he wanted me to be. And it took me stepping back and realizing that I chose that path. That path was not meant for me, but he's going to use it to where he does want me to be. And now that I've done that, now I'm in confidence coaching. I used to be a wallflower. If you read through my entire report cards, my entire life, through every single teacher, it was, Courtney has a voice. She has lots to say. If only she would speak up. And I was that person who was in the room that you wouldn't even notice I was there because I was clung to the door. I was at the entrance every single time. I wouldn't walk into the room. If I was to choose a table, it'd be the closest one to the exit because I wanted to be the first one in and the first one out. I needed to have that security. But now that I've realized I have a voice, and God, as you go through your experiences in your life, as you have those testimonies, share them because they're from God. You went through everything for a reason so that you could help someone else who's going through that. And that's what I love about my story and my journey is I've been through a lot, a lot, including the 7 years of struggling as an entrepreneur, struggling to get to my first 5K month.
Which you just celebrated.
I did. I hit it last month. And if I gave up and quit, I wouldn't have hit it.
Oh my gosh. I am so fired up by this conversation. I love that you brought up the mental health thing because I didn't even know that about your story, but really honestly, that is what you just shared is a lot of my same story. You've always been a coach, just you didn't know it was such a thing, until I started seeing Jack Canfield and, some of these real old school guys that I'd be reading their books at 13. And I'm I want to do whatever it is that they're doing. Right. Yeah. And, you know, one of the biggest reasons why I went into coaching too was because of a mental illness that's in my family, and, you know, really trying to find understanding around that. Like, I didn't know. And I was like, well, what if God is creating me to be the voice to share that? I just didn't know what that was going to look like. And I heard another piece that you said that just really hit me. And I know that there's people watching that need to hear this too. The piece of, you said that you tried to force something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mine was almost opposite. Like, same exact story, but it looked a little different. I tried to not be a business coach because I was sick of executives. I'd done sales and marketing for, you know, almost 15 years. I didn't want to do it. I was sick of it. I never wanted to look at a business again. I never wanted to talk to another corporate woman again because I had a stigma. I fought business coaching. And the thing is, I kept hitting failure after failure after failure until I finally, which I heard in your story too, finally surrendered and released to what was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that in your share. And so, you know, I wanted to highlight that for the person who's watching right now. You know, I know that there's people out there, and we are by no means like saying corporate's bad, or, you know, if you're in a corporate job, more power to you. Like, I have a corporate woman I work with who, like, she doubled her income last year. She's amazing, and she's made for that. But, you know, for those of us who kind of, you know, don't fit the molds, maybe we don't fit the molds. We're just speaking to the fact of like what worked for us. And if we're sitting here and having the same experience, I know there's other people out there who are feeling that. So like, if you could share the emotion, I want to just dig a little deeper in this, like the emotion of how it felt when you finally had that surrender and you're like, okay, instead of trying to make it look this way, because we all go through that. We have this idea of what it needs to look like. We have it planned out, the spreadsheets, the Trello boards, all that. But then realizing, because like I've burnt my business to the ground and rebuilt it more than once. So when you had that moment of surrender, like, walk us through that process and that feeling of like, what finally you're like, okay, God, I'm not going to try and pursue this. I'm not going to do it my way. I want to do it your way.
Mm-hmm. So when I actually started surrendering, it was when I was about to have my first $1,000 month. And I could hear God's voice like day and night saying, you need to step away. You're not where I want you to be. And at first I was pissed. I was so mad. I was feeling all of the feelings, all the anger. Like I was so mad. I was so bad. Like, how dare you ask me to quit? I'm about to have my first $1,000 month. Like, how dare you? And I was mad. And then after I felt my feelings, I acknowledged what was actually happening. And it's like, he's not where he wants me to be. He has something better planned for me. I have been doing this myself for 4 years. What I'm doing is not working. Am I willing to let go of what I've been doing so I can let him in and let him guide me and lead me? Because what I'm doing is not working. The amount of struggle it took me to reach that $1,000 month I was about to have with clients I was taking on that I honestly didn't even want to work with. I just needed the money.
Mm-hmm.
I was burning myself out. I was exhausted. And the same feelings I felt then were the same feelings I realized I was feeling while I was working in corporate of, I'm stressed out. I'm burnt out. Yes, I'm getting paid. Yes, I'm paying my bills. Yes, this is secure. Yes, it was checking all the boxes of stay where you are because what you're doing is working, but it wasn't working for me. So I let go and I was like, okay, you want me to take a business sabbatical? I'm not happy about it, but that's okay because you understand why. I'm willing to. So let's do this. I finally took action because, again, faith is an action word. He's telling me to take time away after I'm about to have my biggest month. And I took a year off. And then I've wanted, well, because I don't have any clients, I'm not running a business right now. I am completely free to do whatever I feel called and led to do. I remember driving and seeing a truck in front of me while I was by a college. And I've always wanted to go back to school, but I've never had the means to make it happen.
Mm.
And I was driving, and this truck in front of me had arrows pointing towards the college saying, "You get to choose."
Wow.
And I was like, if that's not a sign while I'm thinking of, I should go back to college, and then boom, you get to choose, points to the college. Like, I'm getting chills again. Like, I'm going to go back to school. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get the funds to go back to school, but that's okay. I get to choose. So I'm going to choose to go back to school. So that year of business sabbatical turned into a year and a half.
Mm.
And then I dove back in. And so after that year and a half sabbatical, I got laid off from my job that I was working while I was in school, because obviously I wasn't doing my business. So I worked part-time while I was in school. I got laid off, and it's like, this is my time. This is my time to start back. And my first month, I signed a client. My second month, I signed more clients. And I was like, this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Like, I went from $171 a month, because I had that client on a payment plan, $170 cash month, to a $2,800 cash month. I'm like, I just made my full-time income in 1 month, and I did nothing. Like, I showed up, I did what I felt like doing that day. I didn't work my 9 to 5 that I felt pressured to do. I felt like, today, you know what? I'm going to take a day off. I'm going to relax, and I'm just going to sit and meditate on scripture. I'm going to have a coffee. I'm going to call my friends. So I had that realization of what surrendering actually looked like. And it wasn't, hustle, 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 do all the work, do all the things like you do in corporate. I had to be willing to let go of that identity that I had within myself of, I'm a corporate worker. I'm used to checking boxes. I'm used to flipping papers and pushing papers and checking off to-do lists. I'm not that person anymore. I'm that person who's stepping into the role that God wants me to be in. And that wasn't part of that description. Part of that description is filling my life with the fruits of the Spirit. And that's not checking boxes.
I love that, because that is something I hear all of the time. If Elena's still watching, she's going to laugh, because we talk about that a lot, like the checking the boxes, checking the boxes, checking the boxes, do, and we get in that mode. And so, the thing that I really want someone who's watching this to take away, if you're an entrepreneur and you feel that struggle, like it's heavy, like it's hard, because I experienced that same thing. It was like the first year of my business this time. It was like August. So I hit my biggest month yet in my business, quit my job. Elena says, yep, I'm a big box checker. Shout out. So, I hit this like huge month, right? And then I was like, the next month I looked around, I'm like, I'm not even happy. I'm resentful to my clients, like, honestly, because I was still had a lot of work to do. So I was attracting, like attracts like, I was attracting people in my life because like the money, and it felt heavy and it felt hard. Like I didn't want to show up. And I just want someone to hear what Courtney's saying and hear that, it is your business. It is your choice. You get to choose that. If your business doesn't feel good, you 100% get to burn it down and start it over again, because, it's okay to make a mistake. I don't believe in mistakes, but one of my mottos is fail faster. Because if you fail and you try something and you find out it's not right, like, yes, celebrate that, because you're closer to finding out what is right. So I really want that to just set in for someone who's watching this, that it is okay to go, that didn't work. Okay, so maybe I'll pay attention to these other things. And, I love that you talked about that sign of the truck showing up, because I was actually kind of nerding out on your blog last night, and I was reading something about the numbers. You were talking about the numbers and how right at 4:44, a friend texted you and said, have you ever heard of angel numbers? And you're like, I can't even make this up. Like, I love that you're open to receiving, because I truly believe like we're getting signs all the time.
Yeah.
if we just pay attention.
Yeah, and going back on my story of quitting my job, since we're talking about signs, my eagle sign, my eagle story of quitting my job. I can't remember if I posted a blog about that, but the day that I quit, me and Aaron took off on a holiday. We went camping, and it was literally, I quit, I think on a Thursday. So like the next day we took off and went camping. Like it was no time, no planning. Let's go, let's celebrate. So, and he trusted me to quit my job. Like we were sitting in a Safeway parking lot and he's like, do you want to quit your job? I'm like, yes, I do. And he's like, okay, then I'm not holding you back. If you want to do it, I fully support you. You do what you need to do. Wow. I don't know how we're going to pay our bills, but I just want you to be happy. So fast forward to me actually quitting. We were driving, and my sign from God is eagles. When I know that God is speaking to me, he's showing me an eagle, he's showing me a butterfly or a feather, some type of sign with basically flying. And we were driving, and I was ready to burst into tears. I was ready to cry. I'm like, I'm supposed to be celebrating this moment, and I can't help but be feeling regret. And I feel bad that I'm feeling this way because I'm supposed to be celebrating. I'm supposed to be happy. I'm supposed to be trusting and excited. And I'm the complete opposite. And I had to hold back my tears while we were driving because I didn't want to show them to Aaron because he's supposed to be excited for me. So I was driving and I was talking to God in my head, and I'm like, I need a sign from you, and I need that sign right now. Like, I'm ready to break down. I'm scared. I'm terrified. I'm starting to regret my decision. What did I do? I need that comfort from you right now to tell me that everything's going to be okay. I need you to show me that eagle, and I need to see it right now. And 2 seconds later, we drove past a sign that said Eagle Cove. A few seconds later, Eagle Bay, Eagle Drive. And I was like, and then of course I'm like, well, maybe it's a convenience, because you can't ask God for a sign and have it just show up and be okay with it, right? So being the stubborn person I am, I went, okay, God, thank you for sending me those, but I need another sign. I need to see more eagles. So we were driving past a field a few minutes later, and I thought I saw an eagle, but I wasn't sure. So I'm like, okay, I think that's an eagle, Lord. Thank you for sending that to me if that was an eagle, but I'm just one more request, just one more. And it's like, I need Aaron to show me an eagle. I need Aaron to point that eagle out to me because I forgot, unless it's visually in front of me and I can see it, I can't distinguish birds apart. So I need Aaron to show it to me. And then not even 30 seconds later, I get from Aaron, hey, honey, look over there. There's a couple eagles in the field. And I'm like, thank you. So long story short, ask God for a sign if you're having any of those doubts or feelings, because he's waiting for you. He wants to help you. He wants to support you. He wants to hold your hand during this. He knows everything you're feeling. And he was there for me, and he can be there for you too.
Oh, girl. Amen. And as you were reading that, I had to look up the scripture that came to my mind. And for those of you who aren't religious, like I'm not, this is something that whether you believe in the faith that we believe in or you don't, like that's okay. Just really listen to this and hear the message in that. This is from Isaiah 40:31. Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagle. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. And how much is that like the message you are sharing today? That, as entrepreneurs, we are designed to soar like wings on eagles. I am literally getting goosebumps, you guys. Like, tell me if this is landing for you in the comments. Let me know. So I know there's someone out there that needs to hear this. Like, we will grow, we will go and not be weary. We were not designed to have a life that's hard and heavy. And we're not designed to just work for the money and pay our bills and then, like struggle and then like repeat and then start again the next month. Like, we are designed to be in our unique gifts. And if there's anything you need to hear today from the 2021 Hope Turn Your Passion into Profits Summits from Miss Courtney Berry, is that, it gets to be light. And if at any time you feel like it's not you look around and you're like, whoa, I built this thing that I don't even know what it is. I don't feel happy. Then you have the choice. Change it.
Mm-hmm.
So with you being a confidence coach, I would love, because, you know, it's no secret, the past 10 months of our life has been chaotic, no matter where you're at in the world. We have all gone through this. For the person right now who's like, okay, but how do I actually increase my confidence? Like, what can I do today if I'm fighting that fear? If I'm not trusting that I can be like on the wings of an eagle? What tips would you give that person right now who's watching, like, to step in their confidence and just start taking action?
So one of the things that I would love to take on that point is confidence is not something that we all start with. It's something that we grow into. I was never a confident person. Never, ever. Like, I was the person who, like, part of my story too was I joined Beachbody. And when I did join Beachbody at the time, I told my coach straight up, I'm like, don't you dare ever ask me to do one of those live streams. Nope, I want nothing to do with that. And here I am speaking on a summit. Here I am having 5K months, owning my own business, planning live event. Like, it's something you grow into and you cultivate that confidence. Every single day, you're doing something that's going to expand who you are as a confident being. Every single day, find something that you're going to do that's going to grow you and expand you. Maybe it's, you know, having that uncomfortable conversation with someone you don't want to have that you've been putting off. That's going to grow your confidence because you took control of that situation. You took your power back over that situation. And you told yourself, this situation has no hold over my life. And you were able to take your power back. And little things like that is what's going to help you develop your confidence, is realizing that everything that's happening around you is just a situation. It's just different scenarios happening in your life, and you can choose how you're going to handle them. If you're not handling it in a way that you felt you should have handled it, maybe it wasn't in a confident manner, then how can you do that in a more confident manner next time? Every single thing you're doing, you have the opportunity to ask yourself, how do I want to handle this? Am I handling this in a way that, you know, am I handling it confidently? I really don't know where I'm going with that, but
no,
like, ask yourself those questions. Ask yourself if you're where you want to be. What actions can you take today to help yourself become more confident tomorrow? Because it's those actions that you're taking that are going to develop the characteristics and qualities of a confident person. If I didn't take those leaps of faith in myself, if I didn't take those scary actions, I wouldn't be the confident woman I am today, because I would have been too scared. Like me, I'm all in. I am like conquering my fear of flying. I want to go skydiving, because I don't want skydiving to have no hold on me. I want to live my life. I'm claustrophobic. You know how I'm conquering that? I'm going cage diving with great white sharks.
Wow.
My fear of, being on stage, I got into burlesque and I performed in front of a stage of 1,000 people.
Yeah.
It was the most exhilarating experience ever. Did I mess up on the stage? Absolutely. Did that impact my confidence? No, because I was having a blast and I let go of that fear of judgment and I just let myself be. And that's really a big key factor in being confident, is letting go of all of those mindless, stupid thoughts that you're having of what if this, what if that, and just going out and just doing, getting out and just being.
I love that. It's like, what I hear in that is, if you want to be confident, do confident things. Like, break those barriers, go past your comfort zone. And it's so cool, because what I'm going to talk about as soon as like this is over, I was going to share something that ties along so well with this, which I'm not surprised there was a coincidence like that. So Yes. And I know I've kept you a little bit longer than I said I would. And thank you so much for all of your generosity, for showing up on this summit and just serving in such a powerful way. Like, this is the type of interview where I think people can go back and listen to over and over and over and really just like pull those nuggets out, pull out some good things. I actually made some notes for my team to pull out like some clips of you, because I'm like, that was good, right? Like, that was good. So yeah, I'm so grateful for you, Courtney. So, so grateful for you. I'm grateful for your friendship. I'm grateful for you being, just one of those women that's like doing it with me, like, even though we have our separate businesses, but like, we're still kind of coming alongside. So for people who want to know more about you, where can they find you and get more in touch with all of your stuff?
So they can find me on my website, shebloomsfaithfully.com. They can find me on Facebook. I love friendly faces. I love new connections. So Courtney Berry, CourtneyBerry.com, Facebook.com/cberry13. They can find me on Facebook there. I'm on Instagram at shebloomsfaithfully. And I mean, for anyone that's interested in diving more deeper into this, I've got my masterclass that talks about the three mistakes you may be making that's blocking you from reaching those 4K months. You will get to your 4K months, your 4-figure months, and all the action steps that you can take there. So there's that they can find. That's bit.ly/slaying Goliath 2021. So I can send that link to you. But yeah,
can you put it in the comments, or do you want me to try right now?
I can put it in the comments. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, if you can just put it in the comments, then if people are interested, they can just click on it now and go find you and all of those fun things. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Courtney. It has been such a pleasure having you on here. I am so excited. Like, girl, I feel like God is just getting started. Just getting started. So thank you so much. It's been an honor having you on here. And everyone, give Courtney some love. She is amazing. Go find her. Go get involved with her masterclass. When is it starting, or is it like an ongoing? They can just download it.
Ongoing one that they can watch.
Right.
So it's $97, but it's 50% off because I love you guys.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're going to get it 50% off. That is so generous. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, you guys, you have no excuses. It's affordable. It is, you can do it on your own time. I mean, that's amazing. So go check it out. It's going to be awesome. Thank you so much, Courtney. I love you so much. Thank you for serving the audience today and just for being who you are, for being authentic, for just showing up and being in your magic, in your being. I'm very grateful.
Thank you. I love being here.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in with Miss Courtney Berry, and I will see you very soon. I'm going to pop back on at about 11:30 Pacific time. So I'm going to give you guys like a 15-minute break. Then I'm going to pop back on and talk a little bit about identity and, really stepping into planting the seeds of success. So join me then. I will see you guys very soon. Mwah. Bye.